Good morning, everyone. It's Sal Stretford Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. It is Friday again. Sunday, Monday, what? We're Friday, guys. We've got the Friday vibes. It is match day weekend, of course, guys. We're playing tomorrow. Can you believe it? We're actually playing on a Saturday evening for once, for crying out loud, which is good news because lately we've been playing on a Sunday, which, you know what? I don't like Sundays. Tell me why I don't like Sundays. Not tell me why I don't like Mondays. It's tell me why I don't like Sundays. Because Man United are playing there every single week, it seems. And we seem to be losing every week on a Sunday as well, which is a bit, you know what, a bit, treacherous now. It's a bit like we're starting to get superstitious now. You see, Man United fans are starting to get a little bit superstitious. We've had talk about getting some divine inspiration on the pitch, divine intervention on the pitch. We're talking about all things that what could it possibly be? We've thrown out every single scenario now, and Man United are 15th in the league. You have to scroll all the way down. Do you know what I mean? All the way down, for goodness me, the basement team. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, thank you everyone who's joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video if you guys can do that. For me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Well on our way to 8,000 subscribers, growing in a rapid rate. Unlike Man United, we're growing in a rapid rate. But you know what? I wrote a little question on the video. I've done a little poll. If you guys can get involved with that poll, it's basically saying, right, and I want to know your answers, guys. I want to know your question, your answers, not your questions. I want to know your answers. If you could tell me, do you think Man United are better or worse under INEOS? Have we improved or have we got worse? Now, I ain't going to lie to you guys. You know what? I'm a very honest guys. You know what I mean? And what I would say, I am starting to... I didn't think it could be any worse, but I am starting to feel worse. And I'll tell you why I'm starting to feel worse. It's because these guys have come into the football club and facilitated our enemy. And now they have a rope to grab onto. Right? Before, they were on their own. That was it. They're on their own. No one, you know what I mean? They ain't got no rope to grab onto at the end of the day. Now it's like Jim Ratcliffe is like this in Rambo. He's on a call. He's holding on to the helicopter, and he's going, Glazers, just grab onto the ladder. Grab onto the ladder. And he's holding on like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't want to fly no plane. I don't want to fly no plane. The Glazers are saying, I don't want to fly no plane. They say, get on the ladder, because you're going to get bust, man. You know what I mean? And that's what he's done at the end of the day. He's grabbed onto the ladder. You know what I mean? And, well, Mr. T and Jim and Glazers wouldn't go hand in hand, would they, at the end of the day? I'm sure Mr. T would be very, very insulted by that analogy. I'm pretty sure by that. But do you know what? It's Friday, guys. We throw the analogies out there. We won't. Anything goes with Man United now. Do you know what I mean? It seems. So, you know what? It doesn't matter. We play bloody Anana up front. It doesn't matter. Right now, it is terrible. But, guys, please, let's get serious. Right. I'm going to talk about Man United, believe it or not. And, it hasn't been a great season. But, with football, right, and everything about football, and I just want to concentrate on what is on the pitch. Because, you know what? We've had a barrage of negativity going on this last few months, weeks, years, and I'm tired, and I'll be honest with you guys, I am tired of, hoping and, and planning and what should we do? Should we do that? Should we do this? And why should we do that? Why shouldn't we do this? Why should we sign this player? Why shouldn't we sign this player? Do we have the money? I mean, if someone told me when I became a Man United fan in 1988, 89, around that time, I can't pinpoint it, but I just became a Man United fan. When I became a Man United fan all those years ago, if someone told me that, you know what, we're going to have these sort of scenarios, these issues in 2025, let's say about 2005 to 2025, I would have got a finance degree, some say a business degree. I got a business degree, by the way, but you know what, it didn't help me financially. Me and maths are like, jam and chips. It just doesn't go together. But, I would have done something definitely to do with maths, because you know what? Every single time I'm looking at social media, I'm seeing more and more finance experts. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing more and more of them. Do you know what I mean? Steve, who lives in, he lives in Bolton, or you see, Karen, who lives in Sheffield, and, and it's madness. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bloody hell, and I'm seeing all these numbers thrown at me. Man United do this, and Man United, the PSR, and da-da-da-da-da-da. bloody hell, I didn't hear about PSR to the beginning of this season, and people are acting like they're all experts on PSR, etc. It's a mad thing, isn't it, at the end of the day, guys? Let's read some of your comments, of course. Big up, Shah. What's going on, my friend? Good morning. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Absolutely. Thank you. It's for me, Shah. Just to correct you, brother. Not all of us live in England. I live in the Middle East right now, Shah. So just to correct you, it's in the evening for me, my friend. It's in the evening. Absolutely. Pearl, what's going on? Pearl, you tickled me fancy. You tickled me fancy. You made me fancy a coffee, and I got a coffee from Costa. You know what I mean? There are other outlets out there, but I preferred Costa today. But you know what? That is what I'm doing today. That is what I wanted today. Of course, guys, because you know what? I need to wake up. I need to wake up and smell the coffee. That's what I need to do, because Man United are driving me absolutely bananas at the end of the day. And then what happens to me this morning? I hear some news. My guy rings me up and he said, did you know that Man United are going to be shopping in Spain, in La Liga? They're going to be shopping in La Liga. And I'm like, what? We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money, mate. You know what I mean? I'm like this. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, they go, yeah, Man United, we're after a few players from Spain. I'm like, what players are they? And he was like, oh, yeah, Camavinga. Oh, okay. He said, we're after Camavinga. We're after Ronald Araujo, of course. I've been speaking about Ronald Araujo quite often on this show of Barcelona. We're after Arda Güler from Real Madrid, who is looking for another club as he can't get first team football as well, guys. Of course, guys, we are looking for a few players, of course, from these teams, of course, guys. And don't forget Jules Koundé, who, guys, I have mentioned on this show many, many times. So I want you to look at this, right, in regards to clear your head and pull it into the summer sort of scenario. What's going to happen in the summer? And, don't be surprised if Jules Koundé, Ronald Araujo, Camavinga and Güler are going to be popping up. They're going to be popping up. Of course, some of these players were wanted in the summer. Some of these players are wanted in the summer. Some of these players wanted in the summer. Some of these players were wanted in the summer. And Man United are just rejuvenating their interest in certain players. Now, it took me a while to get over that little tiny 30-second clip of the Avram Glazer walking away from the Sky Sports commentator, Sky Sports journalist. And he asked, the Sky Sports journalist asked him, are you going to sell the club? And he goes, no. I'm off to, listen. He goes, I am off to a meeting to have some fried chicken. That's where he was going at the end of the day. That is what Avram Glazer was doing. And you know what? It really upset me. It really annoyed me the way he responded. Nonchalant, arrogant. He doesn't give a damn about this football club. Nothing. He doesn't give a damn about this football club. And you know what? I've been thinking, I know that INEOS, they've done some good things. And I'm not totally exclusive to nothing is absolute at the end of the day. I wouldn't say that everything they've done has been an absolute antichrist. Do you know what I mean? It hasn't. They've done some good things, but the overriding fact in regards to INEOS is the fact that they have facilitated the Glazers and kept the Glazers at Manchester United. Without them, we would have had a full sale and we wouldn't be in this situation right now. My veins wouldn't be popping out my head. We'd be pretty calm, I think, to be honest with you guys, if I'm being totally frank. Absolutely. Shawshank Redemption. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, Shashwat. Good to see you, mate. Good morning, of course. Sorry, mate. No problem, brother. You're not mentioning. I'm from England. I'm born in Leighton in East London. I'm Leytonstone lad, like David Beckham, East End boy. We East End boys and West End girls. Yeah, I am an East End boy. But I moved here 3 years ago. I live in the Middle East. Three years I've been living here now. Absolutely, with my expensive coffees. Let me just look. You know these coffees now, they got lids. Yeah, they got little lids now in case I get it all over myself. Look, I can't even put it on. Look, just comes off. Look, that is OCD. Look, you can't even put. Come on, Costa. Come on, look. I want my lid to stay shut, and it doesn't stay shut. Look, now it's going to touch my nose. It's an absolute mad thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, you can't please anyone. But it is Friday, guys. I'm in the Friday vibe. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. You know what I mean? And you know what? At Christmas, you pull those crackers, right? And I was hoping that I pulled the cracker and someone says, you will get luck in regards to your favorite football team and Man United will win the league. Instead, I got this little booklet this shiny little booklet, right? Which I write little notes in it. Maybe I can write names in there, like names after names that Man United are targeting at the moment. You know what I mean? For the summer. Maybe I could do that, of course, guys. Absolutely. A big cup of tea there, Sal. That's not a cup of tea. Are you joking? You know what this is? A latte. A latte. Yeah. A latte. Almac, do you believe the transfer rumors isn't the classic Glazer tactic of distraction of fans? No. Almac, I don't fall for that to trick my old son, my old buddy. I don't go by Glazonomics. I go by what's inside the club and the transfer rumors that are going on. I want to know what's going on at Man United, and I want to know what the transfers are going to be. Don't worry, Man United are going to spend a bit of money this summer. I know there's all doom and gloom at the moment, and people say, no, we're in debt. When don't worry. Man United will find Man United will have more leeway in regards to transfers in the summer. But Man United should hopefully get some money for Greenwood. They will get money for Sancho. It's imperative and important that Man United qualify for Europe. Man United have to qualify for Europe. Otherwise, the transfer window, get out of here, shut the door on the way out. We aren't getting anyone because Man United need to qualify for Europe. So for Man United to qualify for Europe, we either have to win the FA Cup or win the Champions League. Europa League. So ideally, we want to win the Europa League so we can qualify for the Champions League. But looking at the Europa League right now, I believe the draw is today, isn't it? Who we're going to play. I believe so. Looking at the Europa League right now, it's going to be difficult. We can't even beat Spurs for crying out loud. Do you know what I mean? And they're in the Europa League, but we'll have to wait and see. This raid may need money. Money. The best things in life are free. But you can give that to the birds and the bees. I want money. That's what I want. Absolutely. Give a super chat, mate. Thank you. I'm assured it's spin to distract from the negativity of Glazer tactics. Shah, nah, I'm not falling for that old trick, my old mucker. I'm not falling for that old trick, mate. It's basically facts. Man United are not going to go into the summer and not sign anyone. I know people want to believe that, but that's not going to happen. Man United will sign players. Man United will spend money. You think Man United are going to go this summer not spending any money? Even, don't be silly. Don't be cruel, because I would never be that cruel to you, Bobby Brown. Absolutely. There you go. Brayo, what's going on, you legend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Really good to see Brayo in the house. Absolute legend, of course, guys. Absolutely. We are literally coming screws and returning tapes. Won't qualify for you. We will go for a free agents. Sure, Schwat. Who's your contact, mate? I want to know. Dani Cabellos. I met Dani Cabellos in Madrid. No, mate. He's an Arsenal reject. I don't think we'll be going after him. If you were Bookie, do you think it is more likely that United win Europa EPL title by 2038? 38, Almac. 38. Do you know it's funny though, Matt? It is funny what you say, because to be honest with you, if someone told me in 2013 that Man United won't win another title and you'll be still waiting until 2025, I would have thought that you'll be having an absolute laugh, to be honest with you. I would actually think that, nah, that ain't true, mate. Nah, we're going to win the league before that. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. Yeah, surely. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't win the league by 2038. But you know what? I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. And you know what? I'm very grateful that I've seen the amount of success that I've seen, for Man United. But I'm also want more. I want more. Give me more, Oliver Twist. So more. So at the end of the day, I think Man United will win the league. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Man United will challenge for the league sooner than you think. Sooner than you think. It's all not doomsy gloom. It's all not doomy gloomy, guys. I know you guys like to be doomy gloomy and stuff, but I'm not always doomy gloomy. You know what I mean? I like to look on the bright side. I like to have whiskey half full. Absolutely. And we are burying our head in whiskey at the moment. The way we invest in buying new defenders, can we do the aim and midfielder? Did you hear the news about the signings in the summer? And apparently, Dan Ashworth did not want Matthias de Ligt. INEOS felt that de Ligt was unnecessary. And Dan Ashwood was the one who scouted Xerxes. So Dan Ashwood scouted Xerxes. So in theory, Xerxes, he's getting okay. He's okay. He's getting there, right? He's not absolutely brilliant. So basically, they were saying that, well, Dan Ashwood didn't want De Ligt. And let's be real, guys. De Ligt has been one of our shining lights this season. He's been incredibly underrated in regards to, the way he's played this season. He's not been too bad. And, so basically, Ashwood didn't want De Ligt. It was Erik ten Hag who pushed the De Ligt deal over the line. Ashwood wanted Xerxes. And they got Xerxes for Ashwood. And apparently, because Xerxes was a bit of a flop, they got rid of him. And because De Ligt was a bit of a flop, they got rid of Ashwood because they believe that his opinion is dud. So this is basically what I'm hearing at the moment. So, an absolute madness. It is a madness at Man United at the moment. We cannot fathom how this football club even exists at the moment, the way we're going on. It's ridiculous. Practical read, the Ducker article, which mentions screws and tapes. We always find money, mate. We always find money, Shushwat. Don't believe everything you read in the media. We will find money. Man United will have money from Sancho. Man United will have money from Greenwood. Man United will have money from revenue as well. Man United will have money to spend in the summer. And you'll be here apologizing, Shushwat, when it happens, because it's not absolute. It's not absolute. I'm not going to start falling into the doom and gloom of what they want you to believe. Not everything is. We are going to get a summer this window. Man United, realistically, when you look at the history, we've always signed players in the summer. There's not one summer where we haven't signed players. It's always been the same. And we've always been broke, apparently. Do you know what I mean? We've been broker than this. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I would say that, yeah, we will sign players in the summer. And it's not practical. It's not practical. I do this for a living, Shushwat. I have journalists. I know journalists. I'm having another journalist coming on the show. I've had Ben Jacobs on the show. I know Fabrizio and people like that. It's not as bad as you think. I'm going to ask a journalist when a journalist comes on the show very soon, of course. Another one. De Ligt doesn't get the credit he deserves. Media are quiet about him. Yeah, I agree. I think he's been one of our bright sparks this season. I really do. Charles Dickens tells of two wicked owners of Man United. Absolutely. Oliver Twist. Please, sir, give me some more, sir. This time the please, sir, is Ruben Amram. He's the one saying, please, sir, give me more, sir, please, at the end of the day. When United will spend big in the summer, do you think we will spend more or less than the usual 200 million? I think we're going to spend around 200 million this summer, Amat. But there's a big but. Man United have to qualify for the Europe, and Man United will have to offload some players. It looks like Marcus Rashford will leave the football club. I'm not saying 100%, but it does look like Marcus Rashford will leave the football club. That's going to be 40 million. Jadon Sancho is going to be 25 million. If Greenwood goes to Barcelona or PSG, that's going to be 37.5 million. So it's not as bad as, there is going to be some money coming to the club. So at the end of the day, there will be. But, there is other money coming in as well. Do you know what I mean? So we will be able to. This is why, basically, they're making a lot of people redundant to back Ruben Amram. Now, what I would say is that in the summer, they are going to be on fraud watch. Big fraud watch. They are going to be on big fraud watch, and we are watching them like a hawk, like an eagle. Eye of an eagle, eye of the tiger. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be watching them, and you know what? We'll have to wait and see. Absolutely. Shushwat, one signing, and you have to apologize, bruv. Hi, Sal. What is the best way to get Glazers and INEOS out of the football club? You know the way, Lisa. Big up, Lisa, by the way. You know the way. The only way for them to go out of the football club. And look, emptying the stadium was an idea, but emptying the stadium is extremely difficult. And being realistic, what happens when you empty the stadium? Now, some people are throwing this at me, guys. Some people said to me, big channels like United Stand or things like that, you know what? You don't have to not scan your ticket, right? Scan your ticket. Go into the ground. Leave early. Leave early. They can't take your season ticket away if you leave early. Oh, goodness sake, leave early. And then their stadium will be empty. These self-righteous people that don't understand. You know what I mean? Leave early, leave the stadium empty. That's what you do. Before the game starts, scan your ticket, go in so no one else can buy your ticket. And you've already scanned in, so that means they can't take away your season ticket. All right, and then leave. That's what you do. Either that or you cancel the games. The only time the Glazers have responded to the fans was when we got the Liverpool game cancelled. Now, this could still happen. We obviously got a protest on the 9th of March against Arsenal. This could quite possibly happen. United could quite possibly cancel that game. You never know what's going to happen. It might flare over and Man United might, cancel that game. But this is unfortunate because, I was there that day. And to be honest with you, it's not easy to tell people what to do. It's not easy to tell fans what to do if there's not a collaborative effort in everyone in what they're doing, and there is no excuses, and that's what I would say, what I mean? And I feel like that is the best way for Man United to go forward. If we want to get rid of the Glazers, we're going to have to hit them where it hurts, on the reputation, on the media, because if Man United carry on cancelling games, the Premier League is going to turn around to the Glazers. He's going to turn around to Glazers and INEOS and say, what the hell is going on here? What's going on here? Why is these games being cancelled? What are you doing? Sort it out. If you were spending 200 million, how would you allocate the money? What would you do with the money? What would I do with the money? It is very difficult to say. We need another defender, but I would fix the midfield. I would fix the midfield. I'll make sure that midfield is solid. I will make sure we got a good striker as well in there. And that should be all right. We need a right wing back as well. You can possibly pick up. I would look for bargains as well, Amak. If you go to South America and places like that, I would look for bargains. Like I was mentioning Wesley the other day. Wesley obviously plays for Flamengo. I was looking at him, of course. And there are a number of players that Man United could go for, which can be cheaper options than the usual norm. I would start now scouting, looking for the next big thing so we can get someone on, a bargain that could quite possibly... Look, one of Jim Ratcliffe's first interviews was, we don't want to sign £100 million players when you look at the Man United squad right now, we spent over £1 billion and we ain't got one £100 million player. We're looking for the next Mbappe. We're not looking for Mbappe. We're looking for the next Mbappe. So that should start now. That should start now. Man United should start looking. And I'm not saying that they're not looking. We have got Diego Leon over the line. I know that Man United are looking at various targets in South America, including Wesley, of course. I know they are. So we'll have to wait and see. But the best bet for Man United is to do some basically bargain hunting. Basically, yeah. That's what Man United need to do. They need to bargain hunt and basically get a squad there and get rid of the deadwood. Obviously, Lindelof's leaving. Eriksen's leaving. Evans is leaving. You know what I mean? And we'll have to wait and see what happens in regards to bringing replacements for those players. Because let's say this for argument's sake, guys. Sancho's gone. Rashford leaves. Okay? We get Evans out the door. Lindelof out the door. Eriksen out the door. Casemiro out the door. I mean, imagine, let's not say Casemiro, but let's say that there's 5 players there that are going to leave the football club on an already weak squad. So those players have to be replaced. I mean, the only way we can realistically do it is if we go to South America and we go to these places and we look at the next big thing, some bargains. Do you know what I mean? Which I've been talking about for a very, very long time. Of course, guys, it's not necessarily going out there and spending 60, 70 million on one player. It's not necessarily that. We can go out there and spend 20 million and find a very good player. As we said, I'm not sure. I heard it on one of the podcasts. I heard that, what Man United were better off doing is buying 11 Dorgus. Of course, we don't want to buy 11 wing backs, but I mean, players of that caliber. Man United need to go and buy 11 Dorgus for that. So instead of spending 80, 90 million, Man United could pick up 3 players for 90 million. That's what Man United need to do, 30 million each for each player. That's what we're going to be looking at the moment. It's not going to be like the before. This is what I'm saying. It's not going to be like Man United spending 80 million on this player or 70 million on this player. It's not going to be like that. Man United will be looking for bargains. And some of those bargains will come from the likes of Real Madrid, will come from the likes of Barcelona, because a lot of Barcelona and Real Madrid are looking to offload players. They're looking to make money, cash there at the end of the day. And that could happen. So the likes of Koundé or Camavinga could be leaving the club on a more cheaper value for money, of course. But, it won't be all of them. People looking at it and think we're going to buy all of them. We're not going to buy all of them. We might buy 1, we might buy 2, something like that, of course. Bigger Almac. Is a new keeper part of your budget? I wish it was, Almac. I really wish it was, because at the end of the day, what I would say is that Man United need a new goalkeeper. And I don't think we're going to get a new goalkeeper, if I'm being totally honest with you, Almac. Unfortunately, our budget doesn't stretch. I mean, unless Man United find a gem somewhere, unless Man United find a diamond in the rough, maybe Man United might sign a goalkeeper. But at the moment, the goalkeeper is not the priority for Man United because they feel that they have other positions that need filling before we get a goalkeeper. Of course, the goalkeeper position is very important, but right now, Man United need a midfield, Man United need a striker, Man United don't get enough goals, and we need to work towards getting more goals in this team. We get more goals, you know what I mean? We worry less about the goalkeeper, but eventually down the line, I think Man United do need a new goalkeeper. Big up, Randy. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Big up, my friend. Good to see you. Let's go bargain hunting, Sal. Go for it, Randy. Let's go for it. I'll meet you at the market, mate. I'll meet you at the market. A right wing back, left-footed centre-back, holding midfielder, experienced striker, left number 10 are my priorities. Yep. Sounds about right, Shah. Sounds about right. Does sound about right. Won't get all of them, but does sound about right. Personally, this is what I predict, guys. But don't quote me on it, but this is what I predict. I predict Man United will sign Giovanni Quenda. Man United will sign Giovanni Quenda. Man United will probably sign a player like Leon Delap, right? As a left number 10 or something like that, a number 10. They look for that sort of thing to help FFP and stuff like that with the quota and stuff like that. And then they'll probably get a striker. That's probably what we're going to get. We might get a defender in there. Man United, there is rumours that Man United are going to lose Aiden Heaven, which is, very, very risky. There are obviously rumours about Man United getting free transfers. And there is talk about, obviously, Jonathan David, who will be on a free transfer in June, who Man United could get as an experienced striker. Man United can't get all their targets. We got money, but we ain't got that much money. We're broke, as we know, and Man United won't be spending a lot of money in the summer, unfortunately. Are we bankrupt, Sal? We're heading towards that way, Randy. If at the end of the day, what we have to understand is that these moves in regards to INEOS are necessary to avoid bankruptcy, Randy. So Man United are moving like this to avoid bankruptcy. The unemployment and stuff and the turnover that we are doing at the moment is to avoid bankruptcy in the long run. I know this shouldn't have happened anyway. If Qatar took charge of the club, we wouldn't have had this problem. If we had a full sale, we wouldn't have this problem, at the end of the day. And we could have warned all those people before. And, it would be very nice if some of those people who are such advent supporters of INEOS could come out and apologize to us what we were saying for a very long time, because this club needed a full sale. Look, put away signings for 1 minute, right? Because I know what people are saying to me. I know they say, look, we were never going to invest in the club. We're never going to buy players because even if Qatar came in, we were never going to invest anyway because of FFP. It weren't about that. The most important thing and the overriding fact in regards to Manchester United is to clear the debt and get rid of the Glazers. Two things right there that would have fixed us long term, would have fixed us up. It would have done FFP up. At the end, all we needed to do, get rid of the Glazers, Qatar clear the debt. There's nothing to do with FFP about clearing debt. At the end of the day, they clear the debt. Done. Man United are self-sustainable. Man United are organically sustainable, and Man United can go forward. That is what we wanted at the end of the day. If Jim Ratcliffe did not come in with his vanity project, Man United would not be in this position now. Now, if he was a true Manchester United fan, right? If he was a true Manchester United fan, right? He would not have got in the way of a full sale. He would not have gotten away in a full sale. But he obviously, his vanity, he's 77 now, however he is. He wants to have his name across the stadium. The Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised, right? If the new stadium is the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium, or the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stand, or the INEOS Stadium. Trust me, it's not going to be the Busby Babes Stadium. It's not going to be the Sir Matt Busby Stadium. It's going to be the Sir Jim Ratcliffe Stadium, the INEOS Stadium. That is what he's after. A legacy, a vanity. That's what it is at the end of the day. That's why he's here at 77. I don't think he really cares about what happens on the pitch. I don't think he gives two hoots about that. I think all he cares about is his vanity and his project and and what he does in the future, you know, with his name across the stadium and, Sir Jim Ratcliffe way instead of Sir Matt Busby way. You know what I mean? That's what he's going. That's what he wants. He wants Man United to be based around him. Man United should go the way of Barcelona and wise up. We should spend money on a striker who is elite because we have 5-6 players from the academy. I agree, Goals to George. I think Man United do need to buy an elite striker. Throughout the years of Manchester United, when we look at Manchester United, throughout the years, Man United have always had a proven goal scorer. When you look at Højlund, when you look at Xerxes, they're not proven goal scorers. Never got above 10 goals in the season. Apart from Højlund, who got, you know, in all competitions, but before we signed them, they didn't get above 10 goals in the season. So what Man United need to do, just like we did in the past with Andy Cole, with Berbatov, with Sheringham, you know, with Dwight York, we got players that were proven goal scorers. And that's what Man United need to do. Man United need a goal scorer. Yeah, you can put the odd youth player there, but, you know, you look at the key positions and you look at a team like Man United, you need a spine. You need a spine. So you need a striker, your best number attacking player, a midfielder, and a defender, and a goalkeeper. So that spine right there will be the thing that holds everything up. And then you can afford to put the likes of, for example, a Luke Chadwick, a Ben Thornley. You know, you can do that because your spine of your team is ready and it's good. And you can do that. Big Guy EC, what's going on? Do you think we have a same pulling power as Barcelona or I need it of players? I think Man United's pulling power is not as strong as it used to be. I still think it's strong. If you listen to what Euro said in regards to signing for Man United, if you listen to that and you listen to what Varane said about Man United recently as well, Man United are still a historically brilliant club, but that's not going to last forever, right? People, these new generations coming in, all they've known is failure of Man United. All they've known is Man United, bottom half of the table, no Champions League football. That's all they know. But, you know, when you get to people about 25, 26, they still can remember when Man United was successful. Do you know what I mean? They were young, but they can remember when Man United were successful. So, you know, as time goes on, certain players are going to be too young to remember what Man United were. It'd be a bit like coming to Man United in 1993 and Man United, you know what I mean, and being born, you know, in what? 1983, and you haven't seen any success from Man United then. You know, you haven't witnessed success from Man United. You know, but now because Man United have not been successful for a long period of time, Man United, you know, we're going to have the new generation, what I would say, a number of people that have not witnessed Man United being successful, and that is disappointing, of course, and we have to fix that quick. Big up, EC, by the way. What happens if we go bankrupt? A whole number of things can happen, Randy. It depends if Man United have got external finances or investment. So, for example, Man United went bankrupt and we had Qatar who came in to get us out of bankruptcy and administration. That will be okay. We can pay off that and that and that. But if Man United go bankrupt, and the only way Man United can go bankrupt is if Man United get relegated, basically, right? That is the only way, because Man United accumulate enough money to stay sustainable in just to exist, basically, right? Which makes you think, isn't it? If Glazers weren't here, imagine how sustainable we'll be. We were incredibly rich. We did not need some greasy Yanks to come into Man United to buy our football club at the end of the day. But if Man United went bankrupt, there's a whole number of things that can happen. If you look at Glasgow Rangers, right? Man United are a far bigger club than Glasgow Rangers, much richer than Glasgow Rangers. But if you look at what happened to Glasgow Rangers, for example, they got demoted about 3 divisions and they had to change their name. We had to rebrand ourselves and stuff like that. Lots of things can happen. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, it's not something I wish, you know, upon us. And, you know, all this relegation talk about us being relegated, about, you know, this is not a good thing for Man United. If Man United got relegated, this will be the worst thing to happen to Man United on the pitch. I'm not talking about off the pitch because I know what's happened at this football club, right? But I'm talking about on the pitch. This will be the worst thing to happen to Man United, because when you get relegated, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to jump back into the division. You're not, you know, you might not get promoted straight away. It is a difficult league down there. Do you know what I mean? I know I was raised on grassroots football. I lived next door to a League One, League Two team for my whole life. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I know how difficult those leagues are. You know, Man City can go to Leyton Orient and squeeze a win 2-1. Do you know what I mean? It's not easy. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and especially like if Man United got relegated, what will happen every time Man United go away to Portsmouth or go away to Tranmere Rovers and teams like that? There's going to be crowds there that are praying for blood. You know what I mean? And that's what I know. You know what? No one should want relegation of Man United at all. I agree, Shalom. Absolutely. Big up, my friend. Absolutely. The academy bring in with energy, fullbacks, midfielders, and talented. They can improve the first team media based on what we've seen in last season. Let's hope so, goals will draw. Let's see what happens over the course of the season. Why did INEOS get into a sports team ownership? Isn't there expertise in producing industrial chemicals? Yep. What do they actually know about running sports teams? They know a lot about cycling. That's all I know, Almac. They know all about cycling. When you look at their rugby history, when you look at their football history, it is absolutely a failure. You know, anyone on their right mind would say to you that they shouldn't be running a football team. You know, absolutely not. Let alone Manchester United. Let alone Manchester United. They should not be running football teams because they are proven failures. You know, at the end of the day, they're proven to have failed at football teams, and it's ridiculous. Big up, Grayo, my legend. 170-40 likes. So smash the likes. Come on, guys. Can we get to 50 likes by the end of the show? Can we do that? Guys, thank you so much. Big up goals for George. Morehouse, yep. Scallion, yep. Kone, yep. Chidio Metin, yep. Chido Obi now. Malaki, Sharp, Camilson. Guys, what do you make of Ibrahimov? Ibrahimov, I mean, I'm looking at Ibrahimov, guys. I think he's a good player. And the other guy, Bianchieri, for the Welsh player. What about him? You know, that we've got a number. Bianchieri, I mean, if that's how you pronounce it, but we've got players like, you know, who've got international caps. Bianchieri's got an international cap for Wales. Bit desperate, but you know what? They've got an international cap. Madness, isn't it? We've got good youngsters coming through. Look, at the end of the day, goals for George. I would say this for you, bro. I would say this. We got more chance of success on the football pitch if we just take a risk. If we play some of those youngsters, we got more chance because it's rather trying something different than playing the same failures at the end of the day. That's what I would say. You don't have to play all of them. That's risky. You don't play all of them, but you can play some. You can play 3 or 4 or 5, you know, in that team, just to add a bit of injection of energy. I saw Morehouse the other day. Morehouse is an absolute animal running up and down that pitch, an absolutely brilliant player. So, you know what, I would say that I would try some of those players out, of course. What I would say in regards to Shalom, and you know what, Shalom, I'm not absolute. What I would say is that we need to get safe in the Premier League. Man United need to get safety in the Premier League. But what I would say is that you can't throw every youngster in a cesspit of negativity at the moment. Man United are a cesspit of negativity at the end of the day, right? And I've been saying this for a long time. People just copying and resonating what I'm saying. Right, and this is exactly what I've been saying for weeks. Right, playing the youngsters in an environment where it is negative and they got no leaders is wrong. You know what I mean? But when we're safe in the Premier League, if we win the next few games and we're technically safe, why not? Why not? And build those players up for next season. You know. But right now, Man United need wins. Right now, Man United need to get clear of that relegation zone. So right now, that's what we need to do. At the end of the day. We'll have to wait and see, Matt. We'll have to wait and see, brother. That's the $1 million question, isn't it? That's the $1 million question. Does he have the cojones to get into, obviously, at the end of the day? We need NKP. Big up. Big up. We need no promise from INEOS and Glazers. They are deceivers. Big up Achichi. Yeah. Spot on, Sal. Yeah, there you go. Big up UK Rap. Do you think INEOS will sack Amram or back him next season? They have to back him. Listen, if they don't back him, look, listen, these guys are on fraud watch. We are watching these guys. We are watching them. They are on fraud watch. They have to back Amram. If I was Ruben Amram and I didn't get backed, I would walk. but obviously he's going to think about the millions he can get if he gets sacked. But, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense that they will bring in a unique coach like Ruben Amorim with a unique style of football and not back him by getting him some of the players that he requires. It'd be madness. Good morning, Mr. Sal. On Black T-shirt day. Absolutely, it's Friday again. Sunday, one day. Well, thank you so much, Gigi. Bless up. I watched the Champions League and sister competitions, and there were players of similar ages and skill set of our academy players who were playing for their teams because they don't have money. You just have to take the risk. You have to take the risk, my guy. We have good youngsters, but to throw them might be risky. Randy. You're spitting the obvious. I've been speaking about this for a long time. You know what I mean? It seems like you're just copying everything I say. At the end of the day, what I've been saying for the last few months is that we can't bring in players in an environment where it is negative. When you compare the class of 92 to this side right here, class of 92 had Gary Neville, it had Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Peter Schmeichel, Eric Cantona, Andy Cole, Ryan Giggs, Dennis Irwin, Roy Keane in the team. This team doesn't have such caliber players, so you can't just play those players in the first team now. But what I would do when Man United are secure in the league, when Man United have won a few games in the league, when Man United are safe, and Man United are going to come about mid-table, I would try some. I'm not saying that throw them into the game, right? But you have to understand Man United's philosophy as well, youth, courage, and success. You have to understand that. If you don't understand that, I don't think it's the right club for you. Right. What I would say is that you have to understand that as well. If we get safe in this league, we win the next couple of games, and we get safe in the Premier League, there's no harm in playing some young players. There is no harm. And building them up. Even if you give them 20 minutes here, 50 minutes here, 20 minutes, there's no harm. Take that from a guy who's actually 40 years and experienced in regards to that. I watched the Champions League compare. Yeah, big up. Let Man United look man for £50 million at the end of the season. No, thank you. The other player's better than him. Charles de Ketelaere is better than him. I don't want him, thank you. Fat flopped at Everton as well. Listen to their not do they. Absolutely. Achichi, calm down. Achichi, calm down. The fact is that how's Achichi going to score goals? Can someone tell Achichi how Chido's going to score goals? Because apparently, Chido's going to get the ball from halfway line, do a Maradona run, and score in the top corner. Because at the moment, we're not really creating any chances for our strikers. I hope he plays. I hope he gets more game time, but we have to obviously be calm. You know, he's not going to come in and score a hat-trick every game. And what's going to happen if he doesn't? We're going to treat Chido the way we treated Garnacho. That's what's going to happen. We're going to do. Once Chido doesn't score for 2 games, and listen, he's young. You never know what's going to happen. But once Chido doesn't score for a couple of games, everyone will start going, oh, he's not good enough. I don't think he's the right player, blah, blah, blah. I remember coming on this stream, right, at the beginning of the season saying, do you know what? Sacking Eric Ten Hag ain't going to be the right thing. It's not going to change. And here we go. At the end of the day, what we have to do, we have to be a little bit more calm in regards to young players. Drift them in, nurture them. Alex Ferguson nurtured Cristiano Ronaldo, the same thing. You know, there's no winners in our team at the moment. So what are they going to do? They're not just going to get the ball, go on a Maradona run and pull it into the top corner. That's not going to happen. You know, so we have to be patient, of course. We have to be patient. But that is how it is anyway. So, look, you know, guys, we need to think of things. There's a reason that I come on this channel and I talk about Man United a lot, of course. For the last 7 years, strikers Martial, Cristiano, Rasmus and Cersei have less than 2 goals per game, while Harry Kane at Spurs gets 4 shots per game. And why is that, Sharlam? United need to shift away from era of having short tire, etc., playing under 21 for 4 years and staging. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But Man United need to, like, when we get players like Garnacho who come into the first team who are only 20 years old and win a Puskas, win an award winner and become a Copa America winner and become the top 5 young players in Europe, as voted by his fellow professionals, right? They turn on him. And they make life very hard for him. You know, you can only imagine what 76,000 people in the back of your head all the time, on your back all the time. You know, it is a very toxic atmosphere at Man United. Very toxic atmosphere. Now, you could do 2 things, right? You could go all out, right, and play every youngster. Leave a couple of experienced players in there, but you can go all out and say, right, the whole team is going to be young players, like Alex Ferguson kind of did, but he did have Roy Keane, Cantona, people like that. Or you could say we're bringing one young player here and there for 20 minutes here and there. Start drifting them into the team. Start getting them better. 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Then suddenly, starting, taking off, starting. And then you start building the team around the young players. And then we start building a more, enthusiastic sort of future for ourselves, and we can do that. But we can't just say, lay all the blame on Rasmus Højlund or lay all the blame on Garnacho, because if Cheeto comes in and doesn't score for his first 3 games, we're going to be looking at Cheeto. And then we're going to ruin Cheeto. So we're going to have to be very careful here, because our attacking players do not create. They do not create enough chances. Our players have the 5% less passes in the box than any other attacker in Europe. In Europe. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. So how do you expect strikers to come in and score 15, 20 goals, like that? That's exactly what I said. If Man United are going to do the young thing, right, they're going to do the young players, they have to bring in younger attackers as well. What we haven't tried before. The most important thing about a football team, and it's not that hard. Think about Dwight York, think about Andy Cole, think about Teddy Sheringham, think about Solskjaer, think about Mark Hughes and Cantona. The overriding thing about football is chemistry. Chemistry. We have no chemistry. We are a bunch of individual players winging it at the moment. So what we need is chemistry. We need to build chemistry, slowly building chemistry. So once we got chemistry back, we'll start scoring more goals. At the moment, you could put Rasmus Højlund in front of a goal and he will hit the back of the net 10 times out of 10. You know what I mean? But we need chemistry. We need chemistry, and we don't have that at the moment. And to have chemistry, you need to work on things, patterns of play, and working, like, for example, Andy Cole and Dwight York, telepathic and stuff like that, of course. Vincent, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Sir Jimmy's been performing at OG's here. Do you think he'll do wonders at Manchester United? Absolutely not, Vincent. I don't have any confidence in him whatsoever. And I didn't before he came to the football club. I didn't have this before he came to the football club, and I don't have this now. I never had it. I never had confidence of him. Like, at the end of the day, I felt like the only thing he's done successfully is facilitating the Glazers. Yes, he's done INEOS have done a couple of things that I thought, okay. They done all right in the transfer window in the summer. Wasn't perfect, but it was all right. They brought in Ruben Amorim quickly, although they could have brought him in earlier. But hindsight's a beautiful thing, of course. But you know what? I would say that I don't have any faith in him. I don't trust him. And the moment I saw him arrive at Old Trafford that day in his raggedy jeans and his messed up hair and his 8-year-old bag, whatever he had, I thought, you know what? And then I saw the Qataris coming in their suits and all that. I thought, you know what? If Ratcliffe gets you can tell a lot from a person. You can tell a lot from a person who doesn't look after their own opinion, their own appearance in front of the television screen, especially. It's madness. Economically, a player who already plays for the first team will cost more if we sold there later. If they are looking for player academy, 5 to 50 million could be added to academy players' worth. Yeah. But we can also destroy players pretty early as well, Goals for George. You're going to have to look at things in a balanced way. Not everything is absolute. Not everything is exclusive to everything else. We might destroy the players as well, because we are a nightmare as a football club. We're not run properly as a football club. Damn, I knew we would create a service into the striker. 5% is damning. There you go, Shah Alan. People don't look at that. They just, at the end of the day, I do this for a living, guys. You know what I mean? I do this for a living. I look at every nook and cranny. I run a youth football team over here. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm working with different people from, at the end of the day, and people have been in football as well. And I've spoken in depth about Manchester United. And yes, you could bring young players in, but you got to understand the context as well and the circumstances that are in at the moment. We could bring Chido up on my team and we can make him play for Man United. And if he doesn't score for 5 games, everyone's going to don't tell me he's not going to jump on their back, because people are going to jump on his back just like they did with Garnacho. He's 20, Garnacho, and look how much pressure he's getting at the moment. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And, we're going to do that. So if we bring in a bunch of youngsters where youngsters are notoriously inconsistent and they flop, we're going to be saying, oh, do you know what? Do you know that Shea Lacey, or Aiden Heaven? He's not that good, He's not that good. He ain't got it. Lamine Yamal at 16 was doing it. Why ain't he doing it? And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be throwing out stupid, ridiculous comparisons like that. And we're going to start saying, oh, you know what? Lamine Yamal he done it at 16, so why can't he do it? George Weah did it at 16, so what? David Beckham did it at 22. Who cares? You're young. And some people develop slowly at the end of the day. Everyone is different, and we shouldn't be painting everyone with the same brush, of course, guys. Absolutely. But on the flip side, I want youngsters to play. I'm Man United through and through. I understand the philosophy of Man United. And to be honest with you, there you go. They also did that with the likes of Tinga, Chong, and Alanga. Look, what I would say is this, right? Sometimes as well, you might find a young player, right? And we have to put this in context as well, Shah, right? And the shirt, right? Manchester United shirt is heavy. Man United shirt's heavier than Real Betis. It's heavier than Nottingham Forest. You know what I mean? Man United shirt is the heaviest shirt there is. There's a lot of pressure when you put on that shirt. Some players, even their youth players or experienced players, some players can't handle the pressures of playing for Manchester United. And that is as simple as it is. The likes of Alanga, the likes of that. Some players can't handle the pressure of playing for Man United. Not only Man United in turmoil. It is an absolute shit show at the moment. It's absolutely terrible at the moment. So you can imagine bringing a 16-year-old into that Manchester United team, right? And 76,000 watching that 16-year-old. And we get thumped 6-0. Straight from the get-go, you're going to be like, the player's going to be like, oh my God, mentally. Now, when you think about the class of 92, and not many people think about it because a lot of people haven't witnessed it, right? So when you think about the class of 92, and you think about Palestine, Bruce, and Cantona, and Keane, and Cole, and Giggs, and Schmeichel, you think about this, right? They were all winners. And all you needed to do is just throw in a few youngsters here and there. They're going to learn from those winners. Who are these youth players going to learn from? Who are they going to learn from? Bruno doing these Hollywood passes? Dalot can't run past the halfway line and keeps giving the ball away. Players who can't pass a 3-yard ball. That is what Ruben Amorim's trying to protect these players from. Ruben Amorim's trying to protect these players from that mediocrity. That's what he's trying to do. This is why I'll bring in youth players, but we can't be overly giddy. We have to bring them in and nurture them as slowly and nurture them cleverly as well. We need to nurture them smartly. Bring them in, take them out, bring them in, take them out, and eventually integrate them into the team. Throw in youngsters, go in there and do it. That's not how you do it. It's not how you do it. It's not how Man United did it. And you got to understand that. No team has had a bunch of young players and won the league. You got to nurture them. You got to bring them in slowly. You can't just bring 16-year-olds. They get flipping fucked. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So what we need to do, right, is slowly nurture them into the team. We are an academy players to become starters. We're not asking to exercise 15 to 30 minutes to get experience. This is exactly what I'm saying, Goals to George. You need to listen, brother. You need to listen. That's exactly what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I've seen more Man United than you. I know about Man United, and you know what? You just comment to disagree, but you need to listen. That's exactly what I said. Big up Sal. Thank God it's Friday. Big up Barman. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. Absolutely. And if people keep coming on and disagreeing, I'm just going to block them. If people keep coming on there and disagreeing and not listening to what I'm saying, guys, because that is how it will be. And I won't read out their comments anymore. Absolutely not. So, guys, yeah, and that is basically it. Big up, Shah Alam. Big up, my friend. Yeah, big up. Yeah, so, trying to school me about football, you know what I mean? It's like, it's ridiculous. But guys, I do this for a living. Guys, what I would say is this, like, we got a protest on the 9th of March, Man United versus Arsenal, which is a very important protest. Hopefully, it goes well. And I wish anyone involved the best of luck. I'm going to try and make it from Abu Dhabi to come there. I'm going to try my best. What I would say is that, guys, please support the movement. And, we're going to have to try and get these glazers out, get these leeches out. That's what we're going to have to try and do at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we have to do at the end of the day. You have to try and get these leeches out, guys. Absolutely. That's what I would say. So, guys, thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Don't forget, I'm back later on for the match preview of Man United against Everton on Chatterbox, guys. Thank you, everyone who's joined me today. You absolute legends. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. What's going on, IC? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I wish we could get hashtag for those of us who can't make it for the protest to support online. Anything you can do, IC, and you know what? We're going to do it together. Whatever, we're going to do it together. Anything we can do to help, that's what we're going to do at the end of the day. What I want is that I want us to unite for a common goal, which is most important. Man United, as much as we say we should do this, we should do that, are not going to reach their full potential whilst we've got this dark cloud hovering over us, which is called the Glazers, which is called INEOS, guys. We're not going to get there at the end of the day with those in front of us, of course, guys. So we're going to have to obviously, you know, be a bit more unified in our stance and get together regardless of what input we have. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Absolutely. For the match protest, what is the best outcome that they might really expect? Game called off. Game called off. It'll cost them money, barman. That's the only time that the Glazers and INEOS actually responded to the youth team, to the fans, to the fans. That is when the Glazers actually responded, was when we called off the Liverpool game. Now, I'm not saying it might happen, but if Man United call off the game against Arsenal, they might respond. But you know what? We can't make this an isolated incident. We have to carry on doing it and be consistent and say, look, we're not listening until you leave. We're not listening until you leave. You know, and what Man United need, and what Man United need most of all, is the backing of the UK government. Man United need the backing of the UK government. The government of the UK need to back Manchester United. And I tell you why the government of the UK need to back Manchester United. Because Manchester United put this country, put British football, English football on the map. Right? Manchester United put English football on the map. So the government need to support those protesters, not put them in jail, not give them criminal records, not ban them. They need to support those. And those leeches of the Glazers need to be told from the UK government that they must leave Manchester United. They must be banned from Britain. Ban them. Ban them. Say you're destroying the cultural heritage of Manchester United, and that's what we need. We need the backing of the UK government, and people need to back us because we are Manchester United. We are the pioneers of English football. That's what we are, guys. Absolutely. Jummah Mubarak, Vincent, Kaba Allah, if you have I hope you have a good Jummah, my friend, inshallah. Thank you so much for joining me, Vincent. Thank you very much. Absolutely. Steve, hi, everyone. Do you think fans will totally explode everywhere if United lose the next game? Some will, I won't, Steve, because, you know, at the moment, I know that what Man United are at the moment, and I've come to accept what we are. We're not a good football team. And that's not down to just Ruben Amorim exclusively. I think that's down to a number of problems at Man United going forward. And I think that hopefully that, you know what, we won't lose against Everton. I hope not. But you know what, yeah, lots of people are going to explode. Lots of people are going to explode. And what I would say is that, just calm. Just be calm and stuff like that, of course, at the end of the day. Guys, thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Have a great evening, night, wherever you are in the world. I'll be back later on for the match preview between Everton and Manchester United, of course. Talking about the history of Man United and Everton, of course. Lots of great games between Man United and Everton. Some great finals as well, guys. Guys, thank you everyone for joining me. Absolute legends, every single one of you. Take it easy. I'll be back soon. And guys, happy weekend. Come on, United. Let's do this. Take it easy. Peace.